I've got here a Stuart Turner Monsoon shower pump, and this is the pre-2008 negative one, so negative head. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through how you can remove this pump and service it. I won't take this pump apart because I've actually sealed some of these joints. They're quite difficult to remove, these pipes to start with, these pipes that come with the pump. What I used, there is not a tool out there made for you removing these. These are 22 mils here diameter. What I use is a couple of circlet removers, not the ones that squash together, but the ones that expand outwards, to one on each side to kind of pry them open, and the same for the top. Once you've removed the pump, obviously you need to remove it from the wherever it's cabledly tied to, electronically tied to, wherever your mains is. This section here is your pressure container. It says it's set at 0.9 bars, just here. If it was below, what you may have to do, and if it was giving you some sort of issues, just use a bicycle pump, car tyre pump, pump it at 0.9 bars and see if that fixes your problem. What I had on this was, on another video, it was coming on and off, sometimes it wouldn't work at all. So I took the top off, regular screwdriver, 4 screws here, and I changed the relay. It worked for a while, but there was another issue with it. It still kept going on and off, but it's in a slightly different way, so there was actually 2 faults. Now, in the end, I bought a new pump, hoping that it should completely fix the problem rather than buying spare parts, because you can buy spare parts with these. And what I found, as I removed it, and took it apart, actually in here, where the inlet is, in here, the water comes in here, it was absolutely crammed, jammed full of very hard, crusty limescale, and they just fell out, and I thought, what are these? And in here actually is like a little filter, cone-shaped filter, and if you was to unscrew this screw here and that screw there, you will actually see that there's a cone-shaped filter there, and that's meant to stop debris and any kind of limescale from building up inside. The inside I found is clean, so actually what could have been causing the intermittent on and off of the pump may well have been this being jammed full of crusty limescale, really thick as well, at least 5 millimeters thick, and in a cone shape, and it all broke away when I took it off. So what happens is, as you turn on the tap, water should flow through here, and it should trigger in here. There's a float. The float moves up, and as the float moves up, it triggers this little switch here. There's actually a little float in here, just in here. It goes up and down, and it should turn and pump on. And this one here, I think this pressure sensor here it relates to this and to the pressure of if you close the tap and the pump still goes, if the pressure builds up, then this one switches it off. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. To remove it, to take it apart, once you've taken it out, I would probably mark up all there's about 6 cables in here. Mark them all up with Tipex and draw a drawing down somewhere so you can refer back to it when you're diagramming it back up, when you're rewiring it. Pull out these cables, and the first job is you can turn this by hand. If you don't turn by hand, use a large adjustable just in there. Turn that by hand. Notice in there's PDFE tape. When that comes off, you can't turn this one because this cable won't twist, so you'd have to kind of undo it in there, pull the cable out, undo it from there. Then you can get out these 2 screws on this one, that pops out, and so that would give you access to the float if it was really crammed full and you couldn't just shake them all out. That's that side. This side, undo the 2 screws here and here, and it will give you access to this switch mechanism. If that was faulty that need changing, you can pop it out from underneath. Also, just here, once you've taken that out, this bracket comes off. Just here, between here and here, there's another little thing there. It's the no return valve. So that you just put a screw just in there, pop it out, and you'll see the no return valve. It's about that short, and it stops water from going backwards. When the water flows this way into your system, your tap, it lets it flow. No water to go backwards. In here is a large vein. And if you go to all the trouble of taking this off as well, which I did, take this off, bolt, and that pops off. Okay, but it doesn't. It would not. It does. It should pop off. But what you'll have to do is actually have to undo this front bit, and you'll see there's a vein in there that spins around. And then after that, you're going to have to, once these 4 bolts have come off, you're going to have to slowly pry it. And the shaft goes all the way through into the vein. When that pops off, this whole thing would like to come out, but it still wouldn't come out. What you have to do is you have to undo that one there, and then there's a very long, 2 very long bolts that go all the way inside, and they pop straight out. Then you can prise it, and there's no magnetic effect sticking this, so it's actually just prise, and then it will come out of the vein. The end will come out of the vein, and it will all come out. The stator will come out. Okay, this pops off as well. This pops off, and the stator is this bit, the vein, and the stator all pops off at once. The vein is actually quite difficult to take off, the driving vein. There's some weird circlips that you can hardly get to. You need to be able to get. I didn't do them. So you can inspect even the coils to see if they're damaged. The damaged coils will be, burnt colour, white or something like that, due to overheating. I found, in hindsight now, I think all I need to do is just, or all you need to do, if you haven't even admit it, first thing is to check this thing in here. Make sure there's no crusty build-up. Get rid of the crusty build-up so the flow returns. I think these pumps are really well designed. They're very simple. Not a lot should go wrong with them. Also, obviously, when you take this off, check the bearings. The bearings are fine. So, in any case, I've got a spare now. So this is a Monsoon 2-bar single, and it's a negative one. You know the negative because they've got one of these. The modern ones are called U for negative and positive. Alright, so if you like this video, please like and subscribe if you've not already done so. Thank you very much for watching.